Not gonna lie. I thought about training and fighting a couple times. Then I decided if I did that, I'd probably just end up looking like Jake Gyllenhaal at the beginning of this movie. Without the victory belt. Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am the Friendly Film Fan. Welcome to the show. This is my review of Southpaw. It's a new Jake Gyllenhaal boxing movie directed by Antoine Fuqua, director of Training Day and The Equalizer. Now I didn't see The Equalizer, so I'm not completely familiar with Fuqua's style. I will say maybe I like Training Day a little bit more than this movie, just by a bit. But anyway, this movie, Jake Gyllenhaal plays this boxer, and he's really down on his luck. He just likes to get beat up, and that shows, and it starts kind of taking a toll on his family life, and you know, something happens, this tragedy happens that kind of spurs him towards getting better and being a better person and getting better with his training and being a more clean boxer, being more of a fighter instead of just a brawler. And you know, there's this drama that happens with his daughter where she doesn't want to see him, and if you've seen the trailer, then basically you know the movie, so don't watch the trailer if you don't want to know, you know, what the movie's about or everything that happens in the movie, because if you watch the trailer, you're gonna know. That's just how the trailer was cut together. It's a very poorly put together trailer, but it doesn't take away from the movie overall. The movie is still very, very good, and it's one of the most intense boxing movies that I've seen in recent memory. This movie is intense. The boxing scenes in this movie are very, very good. You can tell that Fuqua really kind of respects the sport of boxing in this movie. Jake Gyllenhaal absolutely got ripped, just ripped to shreds for this role. He is a big, big guy, and you can tell he is putting in all his effort into his performances lately with Prisoners and Nightcrawler and End of Watch, and now this movie. He's killing it with his performances. It's not so much a Jake Gyllenhaal performance piece as it is an Antoine Fuqua director's piece. And in that, the first 2/3 of this movie is just a massive gulp of just depressing stuff like this. It's just really, really heavy. It's not an easy watch at all. It's just really, really heavy material for the first 2/3 of this movie. And then the last third of it is kind of more on the hopeful side. So in that, it does kind of lose you a little bit. It doesn't really have the balance that it should for this kind of movie. But it being this kind of movie, you are probably going to want to expect some heavy stuff going into it. Forrest Whitaker is also in this movie, and he is fantastic. He does such a great job. You know, this is one of his better roles also in recent memory that I have seen. I haven't seen Forrest Whitaker in a lot of stuff, but it's good to see him returning to the cinematic landscape and getting more work and getting larger work. You can predict a lot of the beats in this movie, but the ones that you can't predict are so heavy, you're just you don't necessarily know if those should be in there or not, but they are. And so that's just kind of something that I have to just kind of accept going in, I guess. It's not a revolutionary boxing movie with a super original plot and just incredibly compelling characters and all of that, but overall, this movie it's a good movie. But like I said, I might like Training Day just a little better. Still haven't seen The Equalizer, so I'm not sure if this is my favorite of Fuqua's films thus far. But it is certainly a good boxing movie, and it is something that I would definitely recommend going to see in the theaters. There's not a whole lot else that I can say about this movie without spoiling it, because the trailer did most of that already. I'm going to go ahead and give this movie a 7.8 out of 10. Not necessarily, I don't think it's going to be nominated for any Oscars unless Gyllenhaal gets kind of a post-performance Oscar for Nightcrawler that he should have gotten nominated for before. Alright, so Southpaw, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Did you think it was a bit of a heavy go for you, or did it not really affect you that much? Comment below this review, let me know. Subscribe to this channel. I'm the Friendly Film Fan, guys, and I will see you next time.